This message is for the addicts out there who are still using, still traumatizing yourself and your family members, still, destroying your health, your physical and mental health. And if you have mental disorders, mental illness along with your addiction, this is a message for y'all. Get your shit together. Because people are sick and tired of y'all asses. I know I am. I totally understand addiction. I do. And I know how frightening it could be when you have to detox from that drug or drugs, whatever you're doing, drinking and drugging and popping pills and shooting up, whatever you're doing. I do understand that it's scary to come off of that stuff because it's been your crutch for so many years, and you don't think you can function without it. You don't know how to function without it. But I'm here to tell you that you can, okay? You can do it. You can do it. Is it going to be easy? Nope. It ain't going to be easy. Is it going to be scary? Yes, it's going to be scary. But you have to stay the course. Stay the course. Fight your way through the withdrawals. Your mental and physical transformations that you're going to go through can be scary. And the reason why I'm so over this whole addiction is because, like I said, I get it, but back in the day, I was drinking, I had a drinking problem. Started when we were teenagers, thinking that we had, we were having fun out there, hey, party over here, going to the house parties, and we didn't, couldn't get the party started until we got our little alcohol, beer, and our weed, went to hit up the weed man in the hood, and sat on our favorite stoop or whatever and got faded before we went to the party. And of course, drank more while we were there. And then after a while, this drinking and partying didn't seem to be so fun anymore, Didn't seem to be so much fun anymore because I couldn't remember what was going on. Couldn't remember how I got home. Couldn't remember what I did, what I said, who I did it with. And trust me, there's been so many nights that I regret because I'm like, what the hell? Okay, waking up and like, who the hell is this? But anyway, I get it. And I was young. I was a teenager, 15, 16. They had no business out there doing things like that, drinking and partying. But after a while, it became a habit, and it became one of my coping skills. Okay, don't get me started. That's a story for another day. But the way I was raised, we can have some really traumatic experiences in our household from our parents, right? Okay, and that can dictate our behavior and our maladapted coping skills, which is what I had coming from a dysfunctional household. Okay, but when you're young, you don't really know what's going on. You just think you're having fun, and next thing you know, boom. Got a drinking problem, right? Don't know what to do or how to get out of it because everybody was still drinking. My parents drank. My sisters and brothers drank. All the friends that I hang around with drank and did drugs and stuff like that. The cousins, you know what I mean? So who could I turn to for help? I didn't have nobody. And I had 3 little kids, stair steps, 4, 3, and 2. And I'm out here drinking, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now I'm in my 20s. Getting drunk and blacking out. And don't know what the hell I'm doing or saying. Always losing stuff, clothing, money. Just don't know what the hell's going on. Very, very young. 22, 23, 24, still drinking. And having all kinds of problems. I'm trying to function, trying to raise these babies by myself, okay? And I just don't know what I'm doing because I'm trying to function and I'm trying to, at least fight off this addiction because I didn't want to be that way anymore. But I didn't know how to break free from it. So one day I just prayed, I just kept thinking in my mind, I'm not going to be like this forever. I'm not going to be like this forever. I am not going to continue to be like this, because I deserve better and my little babies deserve better too. So when I was 25, I quit drinking. February 1st, 1989 was our last drink. That was 37 years ago. But just because I stopped drinking doesn't mean that, hey, my life was all peaches and cream. Was it? Nope, because I had to go through the withdrawals, which I did at home. Okay? I did it at home. I ain't know nothing about go to treatment or get no medically assisted detox or none of that back in 1989. I didn't know nothing about that. All I knew was I quit and I wasn't going back. Okay? So I detoxed, went through all those withdrawals at my house. Okay, around my kids, trying to function. Couldn't really do it because the paranoia. When I say there's a physical, chemical, psychological transformation that you go through, you do, and it was terrifying. I didn't know what was happening to me. My eyesight was blurred. I couldn't see. I couldn't take care of the kids. And I knew I had to get through it though. I had to get through it, and then I was smoking cigarettes too. And I weaned myself off of cigarettes at that time too. Just stopped, 10 cigarettes a day, then 4, then 5, then 3, then 2, then no more. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't smoke anymore. And I did it for myself, for my kids. And don't think that I wasn't, everybody was talking about me too. Even though everybody else was drinking and drugging and partying and stuff like that, I had a really bad reputation around my hometown because when you're under the influence, when you're drunk and you're not in your right mind, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're saying. You don't know where you're going. You don't know how you got there. You don't know who you with. So that was worth talking about. People whispering, family members whispering, friends whispering. So, like I said, I knew I didn't want to be like that anymore. And after failing several times, after I said I wasn't going to do it no more, I started drinking again, drinking again. And, after several failed attempts, I stopped. And then I wanted to give back to the community. So I started studying, drug and alcohol. I wanted to become a drug and alcohol counselor. So I have been the facilitator of drug and alcohol groups. I went and got my master's in mental health, so I'm a mental health therapist. I'm working on my doctorate in psychology, so I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on. And I got members in my family who just bypass me, and I get it. They don't want to give up their lifestyle. They just don't. But here's a message for y'all, like I said. This is part 4, okay? Please get y'all shit together, okay? Get your stuff together. All I know is that if I can do it, anybody can do it. And back in 1989, I didn't have they didn't have the resources available that they have available to y'all right now. I didn't have all that. I had to do it by myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to do it by myself. And one way that I had to do it was I had to get away from my family and friends in Indiana. So when I was 11 months sober, I packed up my little babies. Not to mention I had developed all these phobias as a result of detoxing and all that other stuff. These phobias. And one of my phobias I had developed, was agoraphobia, the fear of the outside. I couldn't go outside, but I knew I had to get away from my home environment. I knew that. So my family here in Colorado told me to come here. But that was the challenge. That was the frightening part. How in the hell was I going to get on a bus and go over 1,000 miles away with agoraphobia and a panic disorder? How was I going to do that? But did I let that deter me? No, I did not. I got on that bus, got my babies on there, and I was trembling. Yes, I was trembling. Having small panic attacks, trying to control myself, trying to stay calm. And we made it. We made it to Colorado. I made it in one piece. I mean, I was white knuckling it the whole way. But thank God I made it. And I have never looked back. And I see what everybody is going through, especially my son. He has schizoaffective disorder. I don't have schizophrenia or anything, but I have studied it, and I'm still studying it, researching it. And I do know that it can be controlled. He can control that. He can, if he wants to. But what I have witnessed over this past week, he don't want to. He does not want to. It was one hellish, nightmarish last Thursday, Friday, Saturday with him at my house. Sunday, Monday, Sunday, or Saturday night he slept. Saturday night he slept. Sunday he slept. Monday he slept, and ate. You know what I'm saying? Coming down off of that 3-day mania. He was manic. He hadn't slept in 2 or 3 days before he got to my house, okay? On that meth. And then when I forced his medication down his throat, that is what helped him, helped his brain calm down, and he went to sleep. And plus he was eating, all of that. Of course, he's at mom's house, so he's feeling better now. He's feeling better. He's eating, he's sleeping. And then I'd be damned if Tuesday he didn't start smoking weed, knowing he was supposed to go to treatment. We were supposed to make a phone call after he visited his parole officer. I went on and got him some nice luggage, so he can organize his things. And yeah, after he left that guy's office, he went straight out, smoke weed. And that was it. After all the shit he put me through the whole weekend, trying to calm him down, trying to get him to take his medication, trying to get him to the hospital, he wouldn't go. Having me call 911 with the police officers and every damn fire person and all the paramedics ever to come out there to try to help him. He wouldn't let them help him. He wouldn't let me help. Just acting a damn fool. My anger, the patience, y'all addicts need to know that our patience run out, okay? Our patience run out. And after we did all that to make all these arrangements for him to go, guess what? Well, when he started smoking weed, hour after hour went by after he left his PO office. Okay, he ain't here yet. He's on the bus. It don't take no damn 4 hours to come, So I already knew that he was out there messing up. So I just texted him, come get your shit and get out my house. What's going on? You know what the hell you doing. You know what you doing. And I know what you're doing. What's going on, Mom? What the heck? Don't try to play. See, that's another thing that y'all addicts, especially our kids age, maybe our kids and maybe the kids' ages or whatever. We ain't new to this. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I am one of the OGs to this shit. Trust and believe. Whatever you doing, I done did it. And I have created some of the shit that y'all doing, okay? Don't play me for stupid. I know what you're doing because you don't want to go to treatment anyway. So I know you figure, well, since everything is good, let me go out here and have one last, hoorah. But I told you don't bring your ass up in my house under the influence of nothing. Because I can't take the chance of you wilding out again. And I'm not going to take that chance trying to calm you down. I can't go through that no more. So guess what? Put all this stuff out. Well, I didn't put it out until the next day when I was ready. But don't bring your ass up in here because you ain't getting in here. And I didn't let him in. Even though he came over there anyway, playing dumb. I told you not to. I'm sick of you. Okay? So I figured, okay, well, he's out. He's got his luggage. He's got his belongings. These people from the treatment facilities were calling. I'm like, y'all need to call him. Okay? Call him directly. And I found out yesterday from my nephew who had been really working with him and doing a great job counseling him and calming his nerves about treatment, found out my son didn't go. No, he didn't go. He didn't go. Broke my heart even more. I had high hopes because he ain't got nowhere else to go. He ain't got nowhere to go. He ain't got nowhere to live. He ain't got no job. He ain't got no money. And all he had to do was take his ass to the treatment facility and get himself together. But he didn't do it. He didn't do it. That's what's pissing me off about him and these other addicts out here. You know, get yourself together. Take care of yourself. Become a productive citizen. Okay? Become a healthy person. Contribute to society. Learn how to take care of yourself instead of worrying your damn family all the time. You know? I am just so disappointed and so upset. Yeah, mental illness. Trust me. I get it. It's a bitch. I get it. But it can be managed. It can be managed. I'm going to the gym. I just pulled up to the gym. That's another thing. I couldn't even get to the gym last week, dealing with him. It's just been terrible. So I'm just really disappointed. So, people with addictions and mental disorders, mental illness, unless you have severe brain damage where you have no control, I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about developmentally or intellectually delayed people who have brain. I'm not talking about y'all. Okay? I'm talking about those of you who, if you take some medicine or if you don't like the pharmaceutical route, you can try some holistic approaches. You can try something you can try to help control your psychosis, these breaks from realities. You can do, and you owe it to yourself to do that. You owe it to yourself to do that. Instead of bringing your ass, like my son, coming over to my house in a psychotic episode, a psychotic break. You don't know what's going on, once again, and I have to deal with it. I have to deal with this shit. Because I'm trying to help him, and then he's fighting me, and I'm like, I can't deal with it no more. I can't. My PTSD, I have had anxiety, exhaustion, small anxiety attacks. I can't sleep. I'm grinding my teeth again. I haven't done that in years. That's how I know I'm stressed. That's how I know I'm fucking stressed. And I'm pissed off that this boy did not take his ass to treatment to get better. And that's why I'm angry. I don't expect everybody to be like me, but when I was young, like I said, I had my 3 little babies, and I didn't have a high school education. I flunked out in the 9th grade because I was skipping school. My family life was effed up, and I wasn't going to no school with not the proper stuff to go to school, so I flunked out of school. And so I had to struggle and fight. I had to make up my mind. You have to have a made up mind that you want to change your life, okay? And that's what I had, against all odds, okay? A single mom with 3 kids, young, no high school education, no job, on welfare, trying to make my way in this life, okay? But I was determined to do it. And now I'm looking at my son do this stuff like he done invented some shit, okay? And it's pissing me off, okay? And I got a nephew too, another one, hooked on cocaine, and just the same lies, same manipulations, same deflections, same aversion to therapy. Scared to go to treatment. What are y'all scared of? Get y'all punk asses in treatment. Discard this old destructive self that you have on. And maybe you might find out that you like the person that you will become. You don't know until you try it. I am over this. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I feel, like I said, for those of you who don't have no control over if you're severely brain damaged and you have absolutely, no cognitive ability or awareness due to brain damage, I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking to those who are schizophrenic, bipolar, schizoaffective, any spectrum of schizophrenia or borderline personality disorder, anything that can be controlled with medication, or maybe a change of environment or diet that can help y'all get off of them motherfucking drugs, okay, that makes y'all conditions worse. Start helping yourself. Because you ain't gonna listen to nobody else. You don't want nobody telling y'all what to do and how to do it. So start helping your damn self. People get tired of pleading and begging, and prodding and trying to coax y'all and help y'all, and only for y'all to turn right around and do the same shit. If I can do it with I didn't even have, a quarter of the resources that y'all have available to y'all now. If I can do it, y'all can do it. I didn't even have the support of my family, just like many of y'all have. The support of your family members helping you. I didn't have that. Well, except for when I moved here to Colorado. You know what I'm saying? I live with my brother and his wife, and my sister helped me out. I'm talking about everybody that was back home that was doing the same thing, that was talking about me, that was pointing fingers and whispering about me. I ain't talking about I'm talking about them, And I had to make the decision to get away from around it. But y'all can do it too. So anyway, I'm gonna pull up to this gym. I'm sitting out here. I'm going to drink my protein shake and go in here and have a light workout because I'm still not fully rested. I haven't eaten any food, but I do have a protein shake. So I'm going to make this a light workout. I'm going to tell my trainer we're going to have to do it easy because I'm still tired. If you guys, please share this video. Share it. Comment. I would really like that, I'm praying for, if you can relate, if you have anybody in your family, that you are going through this issue with. I'm praying for y'all. Okay? I'm still rooting for y'all, but I'm so sick of y'all, okay? I'm rooting for the addict, but I'm sick of y'all asses. Enough is enough. Get yourself together. I'm going to be doing a live in the next couple days. It'll be my first one. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to have my friend Demetria. I just met her. She's a wonderful woman. I'm going to have her help me. So, yeah, I'm going to still be ranting and raving about this shit until y'all get y'all stuff together, okay? This is your girl, Lady J. Now, let me sit out here for a minute and drink my protein shake and go ahead and get my workout on. All right? And I'm out.